Jai Sai Ram. Our guest today is Vinesh Parmar, President for Sri Sathya Sai Centre of Warrington.
My humble pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Bhagwan Baba. Respected elders, brothers and sisters, Jai Sai Ram.
Can you start by describing how and when you started your journey with Sai?
Of course, I would say my journey with Swami began practically from birth. My parents were already long-standing Sai devotees and regularly attended the Manchester Sai Centre. I then attended Bal Vikas and then became an active member of the Sai Youth. And then later I became the centre president, and by his grace I went on to serve Swami in the Region 5 vice president role. During my early years, I was very fortunate to visit Prashanthi on many occasions. My earliest memory was when, on our first trip in 1989, when I was just 9 years old. I had no expectations, and naturally I just did as my parents told me. One day we went for darshan and our line picked the second row token. And I didn't quite understand the excitement of the rest of the people in the line. When the time came, we made our way into the darshan area and we sat down very quietly. After what seemed like a very long time, Swami then appeared to give darshan. And it was at this point that suddenly all these pictures of Swami that I'd seen in my earlier years suddenly came to life. There was this man I was all too familiar with, dressed in orange and with that thick black curly hair. I copied the others and put my hands in the prayer position, and I gazed at Swami in awe as he made his way towards us. It was then I realized the excitement of the others being in the second row, being this close to Swami. This was to be the first time I made eye contact with this divine being, something I would remember and treasure forever.
Would you share an experience you had with Swami during darshan?
Yes, so as a child I'd heard many stories about Swami gifting devotees with items that he'd materialized. On one occasion, during Swami's darshan, I saw Swami draw an Om on a blackboard that a boy had handed to him, and immediately I wanted the same. So that day I told my parents, and we went to the marketplace and we bought one. And I was really excited to take the blackboard with me to darshan the next day. But this time I was on the fourth row and was really saddened that I might not be able to reach Swami being this far back. At darshan time, Swami came out, and as I got up on my knees to reach out to Swami, I was just too far back. I sat back down with a sad face. But then a boy tapped me on the knee and said, "Give me, I will ask Swami for you." So reluctantly I gave him the board, and I looked at Swami earnestly, and in my mind I really asked him to please draw an Om for me. To my delight, Swami actually took the board and then looked at me in the eye and smiled, and then proceeded to draw this wonderful Om, which is here today, for me. And Swami's kind smile was etched into my memory for me to treasure to this day. On other occasions, I've also been very lucky to receive vibhuti from Swami and prasad directly from Swami's hand. I've also had the opportunity to do Bad Namaskar at his divine feet.
How do you derive joy in serving Sai?
There are two particular areas that I feel bring me closer to Swami, and those are service and music. Selfless service in whatever form and being able to help someone brings me so much joy. I feel Swami has provided me with the means to do his work, and it is my honour and privilege to do so to the best of my ability. Whether this be serving Swami in the capacity of an office bearer, leading or supporting a service opportunity, or contributing to a project that aims to reduce suffering and enrich our lives with spirituality. Just having that opportunity in the first place is a blessing in itself, and it's something which I feel we should all embrace. And then there's music. Music is something I developed an interest in very early in my life, particularly with tabla and playing the keyboard. As a child, I grew up listening to Sai bhajans and prayers almost every day, and I wanted to produce the same. I created recordings and quickly realized that by doing so, I was communicating with Swami in a very unique way, which brought me closer, but also kept me focused throughout my academic years.
Finally, can you share on your spiritual transformation from your journey with Sai?
Well, I feel service and music, coupled with the education of SSE or Bal Vikas, has equipped me for life, giving me confidence and courage and developing my character, whilst always keeping Swami and spirituality at the front and centre of whatever I do. This is something that cannot always be explained, but rather experienced. If there is one message that I could give today's SSE students and young adults, it's this: to take the time to find that connection with Swami's work, his teachings and his message, and then to live your life as an example of this in everything you do. It's not something you'll come by quickly or easily, but I can assure you, when you do find that special, powerful link, you'll know it. And that will be the source of your energy, your wisdom, and ultimately your success. Just as all my brothers and sisters, as part of growing up, I have experienced challenges and difficulties, and I've sometimes felt somewhat lost, with more questions than answers. But each time I've turned to Swami for help and guidance, my path has always been cleared, which has only made my faith in him stronger and accepting of the circumstances because they are meant to be. If we surrender to Swami wholeheartedly, but also play our part and put the work in, he will always remove any obstacles and answer our prayers if that is the right thing for us. Jai Sai Ram.